All right, the penalty phase of the Boston bomber trial, well, it starts next week. One day after the Boston Marathon, Dzhokhar Tsarnaev has been found guilty on all 30 counts. You probably know that already. So, will he get the death penalty? One professor at Northeastern says that should be off the table, saying, quote, if this guy gets the death penalty, we're going to be hearing more than we ever wanted to hear about Dzhokhar Tsarnaev. We are playing into the hands of the terrorists. I know a lot of people feel the same way, but here to discuss it on an intellectual level is Dr. Jasser, the founder and president of the American Islamic Forum for Democracy. Dr. Jasser, aren't we making him a martyr by giving him what he wants?
Well, Brian, the terrorists will find some narrative no matter what we do. And Boston, this professor seems to be forgetting the last two major Boston trials with Tariq Mahena, Lady Al-Qaeda Afia Siddiqui. I mean, ISIS, before they beheaded James Foley, asked for Siddiqui to be released from federal prison. So they want their soldiers alive. And we are in a battle. This is a war. And we should not adjust American justice systems based on our negotiation with the terrorist theology. I mean, we need Muslims and imams to stand up and say, you know, this guy deserves a death penalty so he can get 72 Satans and go right to hell.
Well, that's an interesting take on it, because you also brought up, too, to me in the break, that Al-Awlaki, we killed him, and you don't think he's ascended to martyr status? You don't think he's more effective in death than he was in life?
Absolutely. I mean, that's a guy who you think could be martyred because he's an imam who's radicalized Muslims all over the planet, and yes, his audio tapes are being listened to, but he hasn't become a martyr. Nidal Hassan, who got the death sentence, is on death row and has been trying to send letters to ISIS to get out, and he hasn't become a martyr. So this professor is just sort of sitting back, really looking at it very myopically. And if we're going to win this battle of ideas, we have to show them that American justice is black and white. Lady Justice does not bend over for theological, ephemeral aspects.
How are we doing, Dr. Jasser? I'd like to check in with you and see how it's going on in the Muslim world between the battle to get rid of the extremists in your religion. How's America doing?
We're flailing. They're continuing to grow like wildfire. We're not in the war of ideas. They are spreading. There's a military component that our so-called allies, certainly on the battlefield, Jordan and Saudi Arabia might be, but the ideology of ISIS and others continues to spread unopposed because the liberals and reformists are not being backed, and we don't have a position. We're not taking sides. Our president is missing in action. Our State Department and Department of Defense, unfortunately, we don't have an ideological strategy. We need a long-term plan that we don't have.
Must be frustrating for a guy like you who spent his entire professional life trying to stop this moment to happening, but it can't. Doesn't seem like we're committed to it. Dr. Jasser, thanks so much.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it.
All right.